What's going on, guys? Morgan here, or Mozo91, whichever you want to call me, I'm fine with it. Back here for episode 2, or whatever you want to call this. I guess it would be episode 2 of the Talking Moose Hockey Podcast. We are going to go over the Calgary Wranglers roster today. I'm not going to do the roster from last year because I think it's kind of irrelevant. Doesn't matter how well they did last year. They did really good. But we're going into this year. Today's the 12th, so you'll probably be seeing this tomorrow, which would be the 13th. So if you are, then the game is happening tonight. I'm super excited. I can't wait. I've been waiting all summer for hockey to come back. I'm super pumped. I'm going to try to keep this one short. The last one was about 20 minutes. There was a lot more deep diving into that one. I'm going to try to keep these around about 10-ish minutes, 10 or so minutes. I feel like that way you guys can get more engaged in it. Just helps me out a little bit. So yeah, we're going to go over the Calgary Wranglers roster. This is a team I'm really excited to watch, and we'll get to that closer to the end of the roster. So if we jump over to it here, we will take a look. So this is their forwards. Mitch McLean, I don't know too much about. A lot of these guys I don't know too much about. Probably should have done research on them, but the roster turnover in the AHL is so different every year. Like, some of these guys we might have been on other teams last year and we wouldn't have seen them at all. Brett Sutter, I believe he's the captain of this team. He's the heart and soul of this locker room. Cole Schwint, Flames prospect. He's going to be a difference maker for this team. Ilya Nikolaev, don't know much about this guy. Don't know if this is his first year. I'm assuming it might not be. I'll do some more research into that when I do the review after the series is over. Should be good. Ben Jones, somebody I've heard a lot about. Let's see how he does. Clark Bishop, another one. I love that guy's beard. He can be hit or miss some games. Just depends on, I mean, if it's an off night, it's an off night. If it's a good night, it's a good night for him. Alex Gallant. Just don't have much to say about him. Rory Cairns. He's sneaky good. He's a good skater. He's got a good shot. Martin Pospisil, I remember when he was being talked about as like the Flames' next big prospect, like the next guy for the Flames. Didn't really live up to the hype. Decent prospect still though. He's got hands. He's got good hands. He's a little bit of a clunky skater, but that's just the way it is. Adam Klapka, another guy that's going to be looked at as like a prospect for the Flames, somebody that they want to build upon. Kind of get the reps so he can get into the lineup. Got a good shot. Skating isn't great, but I mean, if you got a good shot, skating doesn't really matter sometimes. William Stromgren, he's okay. Emilio Peterson, or Pedersen, however it's pronounced. Don't know too much about him. Don't know if this is his first year or his second year. A lot of these European guys could have just jumped ship, like came over this year, so there's not a lot that's known about them. Connor Zary, one of the Flames' best prospects, an elite skater. He's got a good shot. He's really fallen down the Flames' depth chart because of guys like Backlund, Nazem Kadri, Dylan Dubé, like guys like that kind of jumped him. He hasn't quite lived up to the hype lately, but still going to be a good player for the Flames. One notable player missing from this Calgary Wranglers roster is Matt Coronado, who is playing for the Calgary Flames. He would have just played against the Jets last night. So they're missing him. On defense, Jeremy Poirier. He's a very, very good offensive defenseman. He's got high upside. I've heard he has a little bit of off-ice issues, so that might be playing into this factor of him being down here. But Colton Poolman, if he's anything like his older brother Tucker, or is it younger brother? No, it would be older brother Tucker. Don't expect much. Ilya, I don't know who this guy is. Ilya Solovyov. I don't know. I'm going to butcher that. Don't know too much about him. Excited to see how he does. Nick DeSimone, know a little bit about him. Good shot, serviceable defenseman. See how he does. Brady Lyle's been around for a little bit. He'll be decent. He's pretty good. Yan Kuznetsov, It's not Evgeny Kuznetsov. Let's get that right out there right now. See how he does tomorrow. Haven't really seen him play. I didn't really see Calgary too much last year. I went to like 2 Moose games last year. So, Sam Jardine, same thing as D. Simone. Good shot. Good defensively. Not really going to jump to the NHL, but Jonathan Aspero, I believe he was talked about a little bit as being a decent Flames prospect, if I'm not mistaken, or it might have been another team. But overall, Jared Gorley, their D-cord doesn't really excite me too much. Like, outside of Poirier, they don't excite me. This is where we're going to get to the interesting one here. I'm going to do it last. Oscar Dansk, former, I believe he was a Columbus Blue Jackets prospect at one point, was highly regarded as a very, very strong goalie, just was never really given the shot, and when he was given the shot, he was playing for a bad team. So that's unfortunate. Connor Murphy, don't know too much about Connor Murphy. He's going to be the 3rd goalie on this team. He's not going to be better than the other 2 guys that are on this team. So, there's that. This is the big one. Dustin Wolf. Unreal goal. Like, absolutely insane. AHL Goalie of the Year the last 2 years. He's a little bit lost in the pipeline for the Flames, mostly because Jacob Markstrom and Dan Vladar. I'm going to give it, if he's Goalie of the Year again this year, he jumps Vladar next year for the spot in the NHL. I think he's going to play a little bit in the NHL this year. I don't see him being in the AHL the whole year. We'll see how that turns out. He's an absolutely unreal goalie. Like, insane. So, I'm kind of hoping he starts both games this weekend, if I'm being honest. I don't want to see Oscar Dansk at all. I would rather watch Dustin Wolf twice. So, I think it's going to be a good 2-game series this weekend. I'm really excited to see Connor Zary, obviously Dustin Wolf. None of the other forwards really excite me too much. The D don't really... I mean, Adam Klapka, I guess. But, like, Poirier and outside of him, none of them really excite me. None of them I'm really concerned about. But that being said, like, you got to go into it with a non-biased opinion, right? Anything can happen on any given night. So we'll jump back over here. So with that, I would imagine on the Moose side of things, we're going to see, I would imagine we're going to see a Colin Delia start and an Oscar Salminen start. I want to say Delia will probably start on Friday, like the first game, and then Salminen will start Sunday. Typically last year you saw Salminen start back-to-backs a lot more just because he was the hotter of the 2 goalies. But you never know. I think it's going to be a good series. If you want my honest opinion right now, based on the way that the 2 teams match up, I think it's going to split 1-1. I think Calgary will win 1. I think the Moose will win 1. Split 1-1. I don't really see either team taking both games, but I have been surprised before, and also it's hockey. Anything can happen, right? Bounces happen. Just look at the Leafs and Canadiens game from the other night. Like, bounces happen, and it's not over until it's over, right? So yeah, I think it's a great series to open up the season. I'm excited to see how it plays out. I will check back in here after the series is over, probably Monday or Tuesday next week, depending on when I can get the video done. It might even be Sunday afternoon, but I doubt it. But I will, yeah, I'll pop back over here. Again, I want to thank you all for watching. Let me know down in the comments below if you have anything you want to add or anything you think I should look at or stuff like that. I'm open to everything. And with that, I thank you all for watching. Please share, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new and if you're enjoying and if you want to see more. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Mozone up.